This is the lasting damage narcissistic abuse causes to your young children. Explore the lasting impact of having a self-centered parent during childhood on individuals now navigating adulthood. Uncover 10 ways in which one's upbringing can significantly influence their life by dissecting enduring habits and behaviors. 1. Adults raised by narcissistic parents often grapple with low self-esteem. Growing up with self-absorbed parents can reshape your self-perception in adulthood. Having parents who consistently prioritize their own needs, neglecting to acknowledge your emotions or accomplishments, can be emotionally taxing. Psychologists suggest that such an upbringing may instill a pervasive sense of inadequacy, causing perpetual self-doubt and questioning of one's worth. The constant focus on the parent's needs can make it challenging for individuals to cultivate a positive sense of self-worth. Despite the inherent difficulty in breaking this pattern, many adult children of narcissistic parents find avenues for self-improvement and enhanced self-esteem through guidance and introspection. 2. Grown individuals who were raised by narcissistic parents might grapple with issues of codependency. The imprint of having self-centered parents during childhood can significantly shape one's behavior in adulthood. Psychologists posit that individuals with narcissistic parents may develop tendencies towards codependency later in life. Constantly seeking approval becomes a way to fill the emotional void left by neglectful parents. These grown children often find themselves emotionally hollow, turning to others excessively for mental support and relying on external opinions to patch up a sense of self-worth. Breaking free from this cycle requires internal support, akin to constructing a fortified mental foundation based on intrinsic value rather than perpetually seeking external validation. 3. Grown individuals who were raised by narcissistic parents may encounter difficulties in setting boundaries. When your parent is self-centered, establishing boundaries can feel as challenging as constructing a sandcastle against a rising tide. Narcissistic parents may create obstacles for their children in terms of boundary setting, making it arduous to assert oneself, particularly in friendships or professional settings. The concept of boundaries acts as a protective space bubble, and individuals raised by narcissistic parents may find it difficult to stand firm when others encroach, fearing negative emotions associated with saying no. Therapy offers a potential avenue for these individuals to strengthen their ability to set limits and reclaim their personal space. 4. Grown individuals with a narcissistic upbringing harbor a fear of rejection. The reluctance to share your thoughts in a work meeting, fearing inadequate reception, may trace back to years of contending with critical and self-centered parents. Growing up in an environment where personal achievements were consistently downplayed can instill a lingering apprehension of rejection in adulthood. Psychologists affirm that this fear may manifest across various aspects of life, impacting relationships and career decisions. Overcoming this fear involves delving into the past, understanding its roots, and bolstering self-confidence. 5. Grown children of narcissistic parents grapple with identity issues. Narcissistic parents, absorbed in their own pursuits, often neglect fostering their children's self-discovery. Picture being raised by a parent indifferent to your thoughts or hobbies. Psychologists suggest that individuals from such backgrounds may encounter challenges as adults, feeling perpetually scrutinized due to a lack of validation. Having invested considerable time in pleasing others, these grown children may struggle to identify their own interests. Figuring out their identity and aspirations becomes a challenge, leading to uncertainties and questioning of life choices. Some individuals may feel as though they are living someone else's life rather than their own. We appreciate the support from our existing YouTube audience. If you haven't joined yet, please click the subscribe button and like this video. Thank you. Now, let's proceed. 6. Offspring of narcissistic parents may develop a penchant for perfectionism. Individuals who experienced self-centered parenting often impose severe standards on themselves as adults. It's akin to a child perpetually striving to do everything perfectly to secure love or praise from their mother. Psychologists observe that these individuals carry this ingrained need for perfection into their daily lives. Driven by the belief that their parents will only appreciate them if everything is flawless, they exert great effort in various aspects, be it work, relationships, or personal goals. Unfortunately, the pursuit of perfection can adversely affect their mental well-being, trapping them in an endless cycle of striving for an unattainable ideal, as their parents couldn't provide them with unconditional love. 7. Grown children of narcissists encounter challenges in trusting others. Growing up with narcissistic parents creates a fragile concept of trust, akin to a delicate vase that one hesitates to handle. When parental figures prove unreliable or solely focused on themselves, it instills a pervasive doubt in other people. Psychologists emphasize how such early experiences can lead to enduring trust issues in adulthood. For individuals raised in this environment, placing trust in others or believing that someone genuinely has their best interests at heart can be challenging. Consider a scenario at work where a colleague offers assistance with a task. Despite the inclination to accept, an internal voice questions, "Can I trust them?" This uncertainty, rooted in past experiences, significantly influences current relationships. Therapy provides a pathway to repairing the trust mechanisms in the brain disrupted by narcissistic upbringing. 8. Grown offspring of narcissists may find themselves in detrimental relationships. The lens through which individuals perceive relationships can be significantly altered by the experience of growing up with a self-centered parent. Consider someone whose parent was entirely self-focused. If this individual remains single, there's a likelihood of being unconsciously drawn to similar traits when entering a new relationship. Accustomed to a self-centered environment at home, the patterns may manifest in their romantic connections. Some psychologists suggest that these adults might feel ensnared in a cycle, repeatedly dating individuals who mirror the behavior of their narcissistic parents. Breaking free from these detrimental habits and fostering new, healthier relationships requires substantial effort and introspection. 9. Adult children of narcissists encounter challenges in self-care. Individuals raised by self-centered parents may struggle with prioritizing their own well-being. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a professional psychologist, notes that children are often conditioned to prioritize the mental needs of their narcissistic parents. Instances where the parent's mental needs took precedence over the child's own needs may be recalled. Consequently, prioritizing personal health might feel abnormal, and engaging in self-care activities may seem unfamiliar or even selfish. This difficulty in tending to oneself can impact various aspects of life, leading to reluctance in allocating time for enjoyment or rest, and potentially jeopardizing one's health. 10. Grown individuals with narcissistic parents often grapple with feelings of guilt and an unwarranted sense of responsibility. Those who were brought up by self-centered parents frequently experience guilt surrounding their actions as children. The persistent belief that they must go to great lengths to satisfy their parents, even at the expense of their own well-being and joy, lingers into adulthood. Despite endeavors to construct their own lives as adults, the parents' constant demands persist. Mental health experts emphasize that the perpetual sense of guilt and obligation can detrimentally impact one's self-esteem. Entangled in a cycle of prioritizing the parent's desires, individuals may find their mental health and relationships adversely affected. Psychologists underscore the importance of prioritizing personal well-being and assertiveness, even if it entails saying no to parental demands. Recognizing these challenges is crucial for transforming negative cycles and personal growth. Although overcoming the effects of selfish parenting requires time and effort, seeking assistance, including therapy, is a valid and beneficial approach to this healing journey.